Recording. So, we're talking about TikTok today. Is that right?
Of course, of course.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to say that I really like your content. You give so much value. I enjoyed it really much.
Thank you.
All of the content. Yeah. So TikTok, right? I've gone over your TikTok, right? I've seen the viral videos that you have had, the one with 3 million, the one with 7,000 views, the one with 5,000 views. I've looked over and I noticed this trend, right? Because basically right now with the whole TikTok space and the whole space of YouTube and entrepreneur space, business space, right? That's happening in the social media right now, is that the advice that's extremely niche down doesn't really perform well, right? That could be said, and a really good example is with Alex Hermosi. I don't know if you know him, a really big person.
Yep.
His early YouTube actually reminded me of your YouTube channel, right? In his early stages, he was giving some really, really, really good advice, right? It was extremely, I would say, insightful, right? But it wasn't getting a lot of views, right? And what he changed, basically, he changed his approach that he does with his social media, right? Because his social media is like a bigger funnel to his acquisition firm, right? And of course, his book, but he doesn't make a lot of money with his book. And what I noticed is basically what he does, he, of course, stays in the niche of entrepreneurship with a niche of business and everything like this. And what he does basically is he gives advice to, I would say, the average guy, the person who is trying to get into business, the person who is starting a business, who's like doing less than $2 million a month that he does, right? Where he sources people, right? And he's trying to help these people to grow them, to get to the point where he can work with them. So this is like his whole funnel. And what I've seen with your TikTok and everything like this is like the videos that have gone really, really viral on your TikTok specifically are the ones like it was the best business. If I remember correctly, it was the 3 million video one was like how to get the best
The
business
most
model
profitable businesses to start.
to start. Yeah,
Yeah.
because this attracts a lot of attention. It's like these people want to find the best one, something they haven't heard before, right? So this keeps them attracted to the video. So this increases like the average watch time, right? I've been doing specifically with TikTok, and I've been basically a social media manager for 9 months now, right? I've worked specifically in the niches of modeling and with models, right? It was we
Like fashion
basically,
models.
you could say so. Not exactly fashion models. It was pretty women getting money through affiliate, right? And I was working with one of my friends. I was taking care of all of the social media accounts, right? We're doing some strategies with the social media accounts. And I have a lot of funnels that specifically work and advice with TikTok, right? Specifically because what we did is like we discovered a lot of things that actually help a lot with hacking the TikTok algorithm to push your content out there, right? And I'm gonna explain you some of these things today, right?
Okay.
So one of the things that we noticed specifically with, I would say with TikTok is that the average not the average attention span of a person right now, of an average adult is like 5 seconds, right?
Yes. Yeah. A lot of my videos is less than 1 second.
So, and a lot of the other agencies, what they do is like they put one disruptive pattern in the beginning of the video, right? And that's it. You get their attention for 1 second and then you lose them immediately. So what we notice is if we are blue when everyone is red, this gets our attention. If we kind of point them at something that we will teach them, that's something that we will enlighten them, right? Later in the video, it keeps them watching, right? And the more average watch time that the video has, the more viral it gets, right?
Right.
So if we include in the beginning of the video 3 disruptive patterns, like an audio disruptive pattern, like a sound, a disruptive, you know, maybe saying something extremely interesting that will get their attention. And another one is a visual disruptive pattern, right? Because a lot of these people are visuals. And I don't know if you have seen this trend with TikTok, is there is a person talking and underneath is a video game playing or something.
Yeah.
You have seen them. And
Yeah.
this is where we have come down to, like, as humanity, where the person cannot focus on one thing so much that he needs another thing playing underneath to get their attention.
Yeah, it
Which
sounds
is,
ridiculous.
but this is working,
Yeah.
right? This is working extremely well. Now, going to more sophisticated things with TikTok, these things basically you will need to do right on your phone, right? With the TikTok algorithm, you have to hack it. This is what we would say. How you hack it is basically, if you post videos of basically your landscaping and your landscaping, I don't know, golf courses, right? Your TikTok feed and the content that you watch should be other people landscaping golfing course, right? Cutting grass, I don't know, doing this. Why? Because what happens with TikTok, it wants to reward people who do research and then make content. This is what we have noticed. Like, and this is what we would call warming up, right? This is the warm-up phase of an account, speaking in terms of social media managers. And what happens in this phase, you train the TikTok algorithm, because the TikTok algorithm is such an advanced algorithm. It's like a small kid, right? So you show him, this is an apple. I'm going to eat an apple, right? So you can't be showing him a banana and eating an apple. He's like, it's not really working. Yeah, it doesn't really understand where to show your content. And this is a really, really important thing. It's like, if I'm gonna post about my dog, and my dog is a German Shepherd, right? Or something like this, I need to watch content of other German Shepherds. I cannot watch videos of Chihuahuas, right? Because I will not get the same reach that I will get with watching other German Shepherds, because I'm actually training the TikTok algorithm of where I am. It's like where I'm heading and what I will post about.
Okay, so the videos that I watch is training TikTok as to the type of audience that I'm trying to engage with or
Yes,
attract.
yes,
Okay, never
because
thought of it that way.
yeah, because basically imagine you're one of the programmers at TikTok. You want to reward the person who uses the app to learn more about the content that they will post about later to make it better. So they actually reward the behavior of actually doing research, right? On the app, and actually gathering like material by watching the content that you will post, right? You trick the algorithm into thinking, okay, this guy's doing research, or his content and his audience that he tries to attract, he's part of it. So it actually pushes your content far more. And this is like, we have tried it and it works like insanely well. And this is like one of the things that a lot of people talk about this, but they don't explain how it works and the logic behind this. And the other thing that they don't explain is how to do it, right? So what you should do is like your phone, like your TikTok feed or even your YouTube feed, right? It should be just the content that you will watch and you will publish, right? So
Okay, so in other words, if I'm looking to reach entrepreneurs, I should use the hashtag and search for entrepreneurs and watch a lot of entrepreneurial type videos. Is that what you're saying?
yes, so you have to train the TikTok algorithm to think that, okay, this person is interested in entrepreneur material, right? So he will actually post about entrepreneurs, because it tricks the algorithm into thinking he's doing research, or
Okay.
and you're actually filtering out the niche that you're in. This is like one of the many things. Another thing, there's an editing software on the phone. It's called CapCut. It's on the Android or iOS platform, basically on the phone. This is a sub company of TikTok. What we noticed is there was a growth, a difference of 10 to 20% of actual views that we would get on the videos, right? So what we would notice is the videos that we have edited them in the software of TikTok itself, they perform by 20 to 20% better than the actual videos that we would edit in like professional software. We're talking software that costs like $300 per month, right? So what we would actually do is like we would just run our videos through the software, not do any changes, but the metadata that is recorded on the video, it tells, okay, this video has been edited here, it was published here, it was recorded here, blah, 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 right? All of this data is stored into the video file. We would just put the videos into the software. We wouldn't edit them at all, right? We would just press export. So the metadata would have that, okay, this guy's potentially edited the video there, and the videos would perform even better.
Okay. So do you have any case studies to show me? You can share the screen.
Case studies, I need to talk with one of my guys because I don't have exactly case. I have a presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to see a presentation? I just need to see results. I don't care how
Yeah.
you do it. I just need results. I need to get to a million followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Have you done anything like that?
Yes.
Okay.
With women, it's much easier to do 1 million followers.
I know. I'm not going to have a sex change operation, so that's not an option for me.
You see, this is the other thing that actually makes me think that you can easily hit is the authenticity and that you have, right? Because your character and the way that I watched this in your videos, you're extremely entertaining the way you like all of this, like the joke about this thing. It's like this, they call it that you're based. I don't know if you know the term. This is what they call, no, basically this is what they call the people who are not extremely into this left ideology on these social media platforms, right? So this, and like pointing out bits of your character like this will actually exponentially help you grow the TikTok.
Okay. Can you give me an example? I don't know what you're referring to.
Yeah, so there was one individual who actually in the last year, I don't know if you know him, Andrew Tate, one of these guys. No. Yeah, it was an individual who was I wouldn't say he's right, but he would say all of these motivational things about business, right? And if you see him, I think you will recognize him. And he would basically like say things about, the vaccine, how they're trying to control you, all of these things, right?
Okay.
And because it was in a phase where people were waking up after the pandemic had ended, right? It really picked up, and he managed to get a huge audience of specifically boys of the age of 16 to 25, right? So his audience is specifically this. So he catered to the specific audience with his online training program. Right? Okay. Now, the other thing that I would actually give you an advice on is recently TikTok changed the descriptions on your videos, right? So if you were able to have, I think it was a 50 character description. I'm not sure exactly the number, but now it's around 2,000 or 6,000 characters. They did this because they fully reworked the SEO system that we have in TikTok right now, meaning that with the TikTok right now, it has a better search engine that Google has, right? So the descriptions that we used to use in the past, where we would describe the video and then we would post like 3 hashtags, right? They don't really work. So instead, what works right now is actually writing a paragraph of what's happening in the video, putting it into an SEO software, adding keywords, right? And these keywords are the new hashtags now, right? And of course, you can add some hashtags in the end, right? Write a good paragraph. This can be done with ChatGPT. I know, the soft ChatGPT, the AI, right? It can be done with ChatGPT, right? And this way, the video will more easily pop up when someone searches about business, right? So a really good paragraph with SEO and things like this, when someone will search on TikTok business or stuff like this, because entrepreneurship business, this is one it's a really high search topic on TikTok, right? There are millions, I think even billions of views on it, right? So actually positioning your content with the descriptions is another really, really good option with you, right? That
Well,
you
I
can
usually
implement.
write descriptions of what we talked about, but the hashtags don't always, and I tend to use 12 to 15 different hashtags. So I'm wondering if I'm making a mistake there.
Yeah.
And the hashtags are not always identical to the description. So I'm wondering if I'm kicking myself in the head there.
With
Because I'm
base
using popular hashtags instead of hashtags that are in the video or in the description.
basically what you're doing with this, you're confusing the algorithm, right? Because your content and the description, that basically the keywords and everything that you're doing, it's different to the audience that you're trying to push it, right? And
Well, no, the hashtags are specific to the audience that I'm trying to get,
mhm.
but not probably not identical to the audience that I'm getting. So the audience that I'm getting and the audience that I want are not the same, right? I'm
Yeah,
trying to reach business owners or people that want to start businesses. Okay, that's not the audience that I'm getting right now.
yeah. This
Okay,
can be easily fixed with the warm-up stage that I explained to you earlier, right?
okay.
And yeah, I would say don't put so many hashtags, right? Even when the hashtags were the best thing that you could do to like push your TikToks, we would use maximum 3 to 4 hashtags, right? Like even I
Okay,
would
so
say,
let's say I use 4 hashtags.
yeah.
Um, are these going to be popular hashtags like entrepreneur and stuff like that, even though I didn't use the word entrepreneur in the video,
Uh if
or
the
only
content that
use
you're
words that I've used in the video?
no. If the content is catered to entrepreneurs, you can use the hashtag because it will be interesting to them, right?
Okay,
The content itself will be interesting to the entrepreneurs, right?
okay.
Another thing, have you live stream on TikTok before?
Yeah, I try and do it every night at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah. One thing that I would actually recommend, we noticed this works, especially recently, right? Put a video up 30 minutes before you go live streaming, right? This will work more. And because right now, what we're noticing with TikTok, there is a huge thing, I would say it's the trend, the live streaming, right? Because with TikTok right now, what's happening with TikTok is they make more money with the live streams that they make with actually the ad system that they have, right? So logically for them, it would be better financially, right? It would be the smarter choice to actually promote the live streams instead of the ads that they do, right? Because their ad program doesn't really make them that much. What makes them money is basically, have you seen on TikTok live stream, there are these things like you know, the how can I explain it?
Well, you
Basically
can
how
share the screen and show it to me if you want.
yeah. Let me show you my screen. Can you see this?
Yes.
Basically, they have their own currency system specifically for TikTok. These are their tokens, right?
Mm-hmm.
With these tokens, you can buy inside of the live stream basically some figures that will pop up an animation on the persons who live streams, right? And this costs money. TikTok takes a cut from them, and you will actually make money from them, right? But it's not about making money from this. It's the idea that they make more money from live streams that they make actually from their ad system, right? So using live streams is extremely important. And you have 17 or 18,000 followers on TikTok, correct?
18, yes.
18. So basically, what can be done, and we were doing this, basically, we would pre-record live streams, right? Imagine like a webinar, right? but for women it was different, right? It was like more talking to the people right in there. Basically, we would pre-record the live stream, and because you have enough followers to get into the TikTok studio, it opens after 10,000 followers. Right now, you can access the studio, and through some software, right, with OBS Studios, basically what you can is like you can live stream your screen, right, instead of the webcam. And so what this allows us to play this pre-recorded live streams, right, that specifically are done perfectly, right, and they could be played 2 times a day, maybe, because ideally you have to live stream 2 times a week. This is like what we'd recommend. But if you live stream daily, this is like extremely good, right? So instead of actually wasting time on this, right, what could be done is you could like pre-record 3 to 4 like webinar like live streams where you give really good advice, and you could say something from the chat, even though the chat, even though the message is not there, so they think, oh, this person is actually engaged, this is real. This strategy was done by Grant Cardone firstly, right, and then some other, I think even Tai Lopez did this, right. And what we noticed, we're like, okay, this works for him, right, because he would have fully booked webinar sessions. So this works, and he would upsell them continuously in this webinars, right? And so what we noticed is when we did this, we would get so much people, because basically what we did, we would live stream continuously a lot of times, right? And not from one account. Basically what we did, we used to have like multiple accounts for one person, one individual, right? And on these sub accounts, we would repurpose the really good content, right, and direct traffic to the main account. This is like was the strategy, but like we would live stream on all of these accounts, right, and you would get a lot of followers. We would notice some of the larger accounts that would get like easily 5,000 followers per live stream.
Wow.
Yes. And you have to imagine that nothing sophisticated, no intellectual conversation were said in the live stream. It's like some dumb things. It was like almost like you could say a cooking live stream, right? So the person would cook and they would think, oh, wow, this is entertaining, right? But nothing that smart. But actually showing your character in the live stream, in the pre-recorded one, and like giving extremely good advice, this will go extremely viral, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
And I noticed the other thing with your content, specifically the one that got views, what we would do is like we would do this whole system, the funnel system that I talked about, multiple TikTok accounts, right? And we would repurpose these videos. And the way you actually repurpose the videos is you insert it in the CapCut software that TikTok has, right? And you just inverse the screen, right? And maybe like add subtitles, or even at the half screen video game, right? That gets a lot of views, right? And we'll repurpose these, right? And we would either direct traffic to the main TikTok page, or we would direct traffic specifically to their Instagram, maybe Facebook, YouTube, right? Because same principles apply to YouTube as well.
Okay.
Almost, I would say 90% of the things that I told you, right? Not about the live streams, so I'm not sure about the live streams, right? All of them apply to YouTube, but YouTube, their algorithm is much slower, so it will take more time to fully train it, the warm-up stage, right? And pretty much that's it. Of course, there's so much more things, right? Because one thing that I would say to you, because I looked at your TikTok page and your YouTube page, you need to rework on your thumbnails, right? I can show you right now, actually, a really good page that has really good thumbnails. There was, the podcast Joe Rogan?
Yep.
Yeah, there are some pages that take clips from his podcasts, right? And let me, yeah, there's some people who actually clip the, really cool. Wait, let me find this.
So they clipped the scene, the best scenes from Joe
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rogan and use that as a starter video.
Yeah, and they clip the best scenes from Joe Rogan, right? And no, basically they use Joe Rogan and repurpose his videos onto TikTok, and they make a lot of money through affiliate products. Because now with AI, what they have done is basically they have fabricated videos where Joe Rogan himself promotes a product and have a link to the product, so the people think actually, oh, this is product, but this is a whole different strategy. But a lot of these pages use really cool thumbnails, right? And this helps. I'm trying to find one of them. Give me a sec. Yeah, I think this one. Because, yeah, let me show you my screen. Can you see?
Yeah.
These are the thumbnails that a lot of them use, right? They are made with, they're either made with, there's an AI software that actually generates images. It's called, I forgot how it's called.
Can you send me a link on Facebook?
Of course, I have all of these software links, but I don't remember the name. I think it's called
Okay.
Ingenuity. I'm not sure, but yeah, basically they make this really cool thumbnails, and you can of course put one of your pictures or make a really good edited one, right? This also sparks the attention because when the person will actually, let's say a landscaper says, how can I, in the TikTok search, how can I get more clients or something like this, right? He will see a lot of people and they don't use thumbnails. Now imagine you do this amazing work with the SEO of the video, right? And there's a really interesting attention grabbing thumbnail. They will click this instead of the others. So basically it's like the dopamine thing with the humans, right? They click what attracts them.
Okay.
And the thing is, with all of these things, this is like what we used to do is like fully automate all of this. And the other thing that we also noticed is, about the platform called Pinterest? It's like more posting really cool posters and things like this, right? What we would also do is we would either post pictures of the products, women with the products, right? Or specifically, I remember we did this for one person. I recommended him to do this, and he would post business motivational quotes, right, with himself in the background. So he would actually, you would have to post like multiple times a day, but you can program this. Right? You can make 30 pictures and you can schedule them to post throughout the week. Right? And you would also get traffic from this because people want really cool backgrounds, people want to find inspiration or something on Pinterest, right? And they would redirect basically it's like a huge funnel system through a lot of socials into their TikTok, and through their TikTok they're either redirect all of these people to YouTube or they redirect them to Instagram. Because specifically what I noticed with one of my it's one of the client of my friend, right? He had a client, and what he did, basically he redirected all of the attention he would get from TikTok, from YouTube, from all of this. He would redirect this to Instagram, right?
Okay.
In the past, a lot of people actually use Facebook groups, right? I know you use Facebook groups, they're hyper successful, right? But to start a new Facebook group right now, it's harder for the younger guys, and all of these people, right? So what they do is they make kind of a similar Facebook community on Instagram. So basically it's their profile, right? Organically made and everything. So they redirect all of these people into their Instagram. They post more niche down content on Instagram, right? They live stream on Instagram. They make engaging posts on Instagram. And there's an appointment setter or a VA who actually messages all of the incoming organic traffic, right? And also the people who actually engage in the content, because the content is completely niche down to what he's trying to sell. And he was selling, I think it was a $10,000 mentorship.
Okay.
So these are like the possibilities with all of these social media. Yeah.
Okay. I should say that I should be on another call in actually 1 minute ago.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that I know what to do. I mean, you gave me some tips and things to do. I don't have time to do this myself. That's why I have, virtual assistants to do this stuff. So how is it you work in 30 seconds?
Basically, what we do, the system is fully. We start doing 90% of the things, right? Without the posting itself. We make you video ideas. We give you scripts if you want to follow them or not. You can follow the basic structure of the scripts. We do trend research. We will handle almost 100%, right? Because what we do, we order a new device, a new phone, and we fully reprogram it to think that it's in the United States with a SIM card, right? And then we make a full-on TikTok farm system that actually redirects all of the traffic to the main TikTok page, right? To get that, and the possibilities are endless from there, right? So we
Okay.
handle 100% all of the Pinterest funnels, even Twitter. I would recommend you to start using Twitter a lot.
I use it. I don't have much reaction, many followers. But
You with Twitter, the thing that's currently trending right now, you have to be either extremely left or to lean to the extremely conservative side. It's either these two things, because you either pop up into the left side of Twitter where they're like, oh yeah, we support you, or you pop into the conservative side of Twitter. This really works. This is like the thing a lot of people use.
I that's one of the reasons why I was booted off LinkedIn, because I was extremely controversial on the conservative side. I was posting stuff about, vaccine mandates and stuff, and I was booted out, and I'm never allowed back in. So I'm always concerned about, mixing politics with business. It didn't work on LinkedIn, so I'm concerned about doing that on other
with,
social media.
with Twitter we can get you unbanned, and with TikTok it's so easy to regrow a TikTok. So yeah, this could be a really really good option to actually go a bit political on TikTok.
Okay. I should go. I've got people waiting, but
Yeah.
send me a message on Facebook. You and I are connected on Facebook.
No, but I will message you on Facebook. I seen your post on Facebook. I really like them.
Okay. All right. We'll talk again soon. Send me those
100%.
links on Facebook. All right. Take care.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye.